quick video going over the differences between the Global knives and the Victorinox knives. I know they're in two different price points for the most part, but I found that both of these knives are mentioned a lot in magazines and stuff, so I feel like a lot of people might be trying to find the differences between the two and seeing if they want to grab one or the other. Off the bat, let's talk about sort of the similarities between these two knives. They both have relatively similar angles and cutting geometries. They're both sharpened to 15 degrees, and they both use, funny enough, a relatively soft steel. They use two different steels. The Victorinox is 55 hardness, the Global is about 56 to 58 hardness, so the Global is definitely harder, it's definitely a better quality steel, but they are both still soft and they both will wear roughly the same rate, though the Global is going to wear a little bit less fast. The Victorinox does not actually have a full tang. A lot of people are surprised to hear that. The tang ends about here, and the Global has no tang actually. This really modern looking design, a lot of people don't realize, is actually a two-piece design. The knife blade is made separately, the handle is hollow, they fill the handle with sand, and then right here they weld it together. What that means is you have a very light knife and you're able to really get the weight the way you want it to be when you're manufacturing it, but both of these knives have the same sort of problem. That is, they have a weak point right here and right here, and there is a risk, and there have been stories, even though the stories are very rare, of little cracks and stuff forming here and then breaking out of the handles. So that's just something to consider. But as long as you're using the knives properly, as long as you're treating them with respect, as long as you aren't using them to pry open cans and things like that, that really probably is not going to be a problem, 99.9% sure. Besides that, they both have lifetime warranties. This is a forged knife and this is a stamped knife, which is one of the reasons the metal is a little bit softer. And neither of them have really anything going on the actual blade. They're both just raw steel. They don't have any sort of Damascus design. They don't have any sort of plating or anything on top of them. The interesting thing to note is that both of these are pretty well renowned for their ergonomics. The Global has this dimpled sort of golf ball look on it with a little paint inside that gives you a nice grip. And the Victorinox has the Fibrox handle, which is a type of nylon handle. It's a glass-filled nylon essentially, and it's also pretty textured and it also gives you a nice grip. So in terms of ergonomics, they're both pretty solid. I think depending on what you want, it really just depends on how you want to go about it. These are actually two pretty similar knives, so at the end of the day, it really comes down to whether you want the extra design, the extra nice sort of looks of the Global and the name of the Global, or whether you want to have a knife that's cheaper, but they're both pretty much going to perform the same. Like I said, same edge, relatively similar steel hardness, though this is a little bit harder and it will hold an edge a little bit better. But I'll put a link down to both of these below. Let me know if you have any questions or comments or concerns, and I will talk to you very soon.